Hey, welcome to Kate Crafts. I'm Kate. I thought I would cash in on the last video for 2024. Let's get started. So to kick things off, I'm going ahead and taking some washi tape and I'm just masking off about a little tiny square off of my Make Art station here. You can make these as big as or small as you want. I end up cutting this down later. And here I have a Heffy Doodle swirly stencil. The name of it eludes me. I have yet to write up the description for this video. I was just too darn excited to get this underway with a little pressure from Hinky and Scrappy. Anyway, I'm taking some of this wilted violet and some villainous potion, and we're going to create a little bit of a gradient. This is the Distress ink. I have a special set of brushes set aside specifically for Distress ink because I don't want to mix them with my Lawn Fawn inks, as that's an entirely different type of ink, even though it's a dye ink. But, if you're new to card making, maybe I'll get into a video about that later, or if you're a seasoned card maker like myself, then you know the drill. So anyway, I'm just trying to mash out as best as I can. I think it's time to invest in some re-inkers, as these ones are just a smidge dry, or at least a little bit drier than I would like them to be. Heffy Doodle is actually no longer a company anymore. You can still find some of their stuff here and there on some Canadian stores and some American stores. If I can, I will try and remember to link some of those stores if you're interested in trying to scoop up any of the last Heffy Doodle that is out there. They closed sometime mid-year, I can't remember when, but I was really sad to see because they were kind of a new to me company, as I had saw them and then it was like I was too busy being obsessed with Lawn Fawn that I hadn't had enough of them yet, and I still haven't, but I thought I would branch out and get a few of their things before they were completely gone. I know my friend Jordy at Jordy's Cards was doing some design team work from them, and I just absolutely loved a lot of her work, and I just thought I'd try my hand at it, and poof, now they're no longer, unfortunately. So anyway, the whole preface of this video is get creeping on Halloween. Yes, I know it's the last day of 2024, and we have already surpassed Halloween, but Jamie over at Inky and Scrappy likes to do a challenge hashtag where you create a project of a Halloween-ish kind of idea on the last day of the month and post it on social media and tag her in it. And that is exactly what I intend to do once this video goes live on the 31st of December. So this will be, in fact, my very last video for 2024. So to give this spiral a little more depth and texture, or I should say depth and dimension, it's not really textured yet, I'm going in with the Distress ink in the black. I think this is black soot. And I'm almost creating, it almost looks like there's like a wave, like it's coming up and then down into the little vortex there. And I have no idea what this stuff is. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to be using it with water, but Jamie sent me this package a little while ago, and I finally got around to using some of the stuff in it, and I'm assuming that you mix this with water. I'm just kind of experimenting with it here. This was the first time I ever used it, and this is the second time. Anyway, long story short, I'm not sure if I'm using it right, so maybe Jamie, if you're watching this, comment down below what this stuff is, because it was a lot of fun to play with, and I actually left it on my brush to dry just to see what would happen, and it actually turned into this flaky glitter, which was kind of neat. I don't know, it was a neat experiment. So I'm just kind of painting on whatever the heck this stuff is. I'm assuming it's some kind of thing that you can use with splatter. It was a thick consistency coming out of the little eyedropper, but it wasn't thick enough to where like it wasn't going to come out. It was, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of the consistency of like acrylic paint and like the little bottles kind of thing. Maybe a little bit runnier, I would say, but adding some water to it, it's almost like a translucent watercolor that I'm painting with here. And it's got that nice sparkly shine to it once it's done. So you get the little glitter bits and whatnot. And here I'm just kind of going around, painting into the white just to give it a little bit more of a highlight up where, like, I don't know how to explain this. If you understand, let me know in the comments if you get it. So it's almost like it's being sucked in, and you've got like this hump, and that's that hump that I'm trying to create a little bit of a highlight to with whatever the heck this glitter stuff is. And I kind of want this just to be kind of sucking it in kind of idea, because I don't know, it was kind of spooky and weird and kooky, and I really wanted to play with the stencil, and I was trying to think of how I could incorporate it into this project, because I've got a lot of crap. I will be honest, I have a lot of crap that I have not played with. Now, granted, it's not crap. I shouldn't use that term. Stuff. Sorry. Sorry for you who don't like the swear words. I apologize. So I have a lot of stuff, and this was one of the things that I haven't yet played with, and I wanted to do something with it. And I know that Heffy Doodle isn't around anymore, and I tend to shy away from the companies that aren't around anymore, but I still love their products, and I want to create with them. And I know it's not great for those of you who are watching who want the products, but if you really want to hunt them down, hunt them down. I could probably link you some stuff if they have any of this stuff left. So I'll try to remember to do that. I know I already said that. So these are some Cathrine Pooler slimline, I want to say, alphabet. I'm not 100% sure. This was another one of those things that I was like, ooh, I want this, and then forgot I had it. And I'm just gonna double stack these with some of this purple metallic cardstock with this black vinyl-y cardstock that Jamie sent me. Now, I was just going to cut these out of black initially, but when I pulled out the alphabet dies, I noticed that I had a bunch of purple ones like just hanging out in the back. So I decided to like stack on the purple. These purples don't exactly match with the wilted violet because it's more of a bluish purple rather than a reddish purple that I used, but it is what it is. And these guys right here, oh my god, these guys are so cute. This is a tailored expression set that Maker Moose sent me a while back, and I finally found a reason to use it. Again, I have a lot of stuff, so if you're watching this, Mike, thank you. I appreciate this, and I'm finally getting to use it on camera. So what I've done is I've cut the little ghosties out of some of the Bristol Smooth, or no, yeah, was this Bristol Smooth? This was either Bristol Smooth or the Express It cardstock that Jamie sent me. One or the other. And I just kind of taped them back into place so I could color, and then I'm going to stamp on them. And here I'm just kind of using a N1 Copic marker, and I'm just going around and just giving them a little bit of a highlight and making them a little more dimensional with the grays. And here I'm going to come in with a 0 to kind of blend that out. And this one's getting a little bit dry. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to pull all of these and put my Ohuhus out or what. What kind of markers do you guys use? Do you use the Copics? Do you use the Olos? Do you use the Ohuhus? Do you use some other brand? I'd like to know what you guys are using and how you like to display store them, kind of thing. So with this stamp set, the die set comes these adorable little ghosts that they have, well, not adorable little ghosts, what am I saying? These adorable little faces that go with the ghost. And there's more to this set that you'll see in a minute, but right now I'm just putting little faces on these ghosts. I end up switching them around. I find that these ones are really neat because they're still really super sticky and they stick to my fingers, and yeah, here I'm just kind of lining them up thinking, I think I want to switch those two around to make the faces, make the faces go with the shape. That's how I felt about it at the moment. I didn't like the way the shape went with the face, or the shape of the face with the ghost. You know what I mean. So here we're just taking some Lawn Fawn jet black ink. It's Copic friendly ink. Not that it matters because I've already colored on them, but I'm just going to double stamp and make sure I got that. Now, I need something on the inside, so we're going to take some of these, I think they're Violet's ABCs. I know I got them a long time ago, and I really liked the "and" in it. I know I did an old Instagram post on it a long time ago. So, oh, this right here, this is the other part to the little ghost die stamp set. So it's not quite a 6x6, but it's a red rubber stamp. And what it does is that it doesn't stamp the ghosts, but it stamps the background, which is kind of cool. So I'm taking some of this jellyfish ink and I'm just gonna go around here. And I know I'm a little unorthodox with this. I know this isn't how I should be stamping, but it is what it is, right? So I've gone ahead and stamped out the bottom part, and then while that's still there, I'm going to move that the magnet, the Misty magnet down. I'm going to be careful. I mean, I'm not too worried about overlapping. I mean, it stood in place fairly well, I guess. And I wasn't wanting this to be absolutely perfect because, you know, I just thought it was really cute. And so I'm giving it one more good mash down so I get everything all nice and covered. And then next we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim off a little sliver. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up that ink blending with the guarding of my Tim Holtz Tonic guillotine trimmer here. And you know, I'm off camera here, but again, I'm just doing the same. I'm just taking the line and just chewing off a little bit of the edges there. Well, not chewing, but giving it a little haircut. So once I've got that down, I'm going to go ahead and add some of my washi tape to hold it down on the top. I've used my grid mat to line up my letters. I'm going to do the same for the hay. Now, I had a heck of a time with my Barely Arts glue. I know it's been a minute since I've posted, and trust me, it's been a minute since I've been able to sit down and just create freely, which is something I really want to do in the new year. I want to be able to, carve out some time in my week just to be able to sit and make whatever the heck it is my heart desires, because I feel that I've lost touch with that at the end of the year kind of thing. You know, and I want to get back to that happy place. So as you can see, like the glue, I'm just struggling with that glue, and I'm wondering, how do you guys store your glue? So I just kind of store it upright with a little nozzle cap on it that came from another, I don't know where it came from. It was from another little squidgy bottle I think I used for alcohol inks a long time ago. And it just kind of hangs out there, and sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate and it gets clogged, but I don't know how it gets clogged because I could fit the needle in it. So I don't know. If you got any tips or tricks down below, leave me a comment. I'd love to know how you fiddle with your Barely Arts glue container, because I was having a hell of a time with it. So again, I've got the boo down, I've got the hay down, so it says hey boo, and then we're going to add some double-sided tape here. And of course, we're going to add some glue. Here I go again with the stupid little pin, whatever you call them, sewing pin. And try to unclog that a little bit. It's a little chunky, a little blobby, but, it still does the job. I know this was like the last of the bottle that I'd had from my, like when I bought the refill for it. So maybe it's a little chunky, I don't know. So here we're just going to line this up to some of that black vinyl cardstock that Jamie sent me. And then we're going to go ahead and put the ghosties down. Now I've already gone ahead off camera and put in some of that double-sided foam tape just to give them a little bit dimension. And once I've got them down, I'm kind of like, I need something else. So I'm going to grab from my Winkle Stella. Now, I should be careful with this, and I know better. I was running a little bit of, running a little low, and I squeezed a little too hard, and I know better than to do that I should be doing that off camera, or off on a scrap piece of paper at least, so I'm just kind of moving that stuff around. Luckily, this is a heavier cardstock, so it's not going to warp as much with all the wet. So once we're done with that, I thought I would add in a little bit of some black vinyl-y Nuvo drops to go with that paper, that black vinyl paper. Now, I always forget that I have a couple of Nuvo drops. I don't particularly love them. I mean, I love how they look, but I'm accident prone, and my luck, I end up touching it or dropping it or dropping something into it, and it just kind of looks yucky, but it is what it is. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to use the Nuvo drops because I don't have any black half flat back pearls. Yes, black flat back pearls. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't have any gems or anything like that that are quite like this. And I don't know, I thought I would switch things up, and yeah, I can get the sizes that I want anyway. Because most of my gems that I have are just kind of one size, and I like having the various sizes just to give it a little more, I don't know, dimension? Texture? I don't know. So here, we're just adding in the final touches, and I think I'm good with that. And yes, I am being absolutely silly and risking everything while that is still wet because I didn't think things through, you guys. I should have put those Nuvo drops on after I put the card together. But anyway, here you have my finished card. No harm, no foul. And if you plan on making one of these, be sure to tag Jamie in the hashtag #GetCreepinOnHalloween. And this concludes my last video for 2024. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.